Where did the time go? It was 6 months ago. We were anxiously awaiting the kickoff of preseason football. 5 months ago, we were just days away at that time from the start of the regular season. And now here we are, Northern New Jersey today, that little game between Seattle and Denver with the NFL championship on the line. And guys, I'm going to break down this game from all different betting perspectives for you. I'm going to give you my total selection on the contest, plus my number one prop play going for today's game as well. But first, guys, let me talk about the game itself, because I'm going to tell you something. In all my years doing this, the single biggest mistake gamblers make is treating this as their biggest play of the year. No. It is the NFL's biggest game of the year. It doesn't necessarily have to be your biggest bet of the year. In reality, this game is no different than a Mid-American Conference football game on a Tuesday in October or any NFL regular season game back in September. It is just another game. But here's what the biggest error that gamblers make. They treat this, again, like it's the game they've got to bet on. Reality is this, guys, there's no line value with this game. It has been overanalyzed, over-dissected. Every single angle of this game has been discussed by the media over the past 2 weeks. There is no value when you have one game, the only game that matters today, as opposed to when you have a Saturday college football card where there's 45 games to choose from, as opposed to any NFL regular season Sunday when you've got 12 to 14 games to choose from. That's where you're going to find the value, guys, because you're going to be able to isolate the games where the odds makers have made mistakes with their numbers, where they've overlooked a particular factor. These lines in these type of situations are always the sharpest that they can possibly be. The other mistake is that, well, frankly, guys, there's three types of gamblers that will be betting today. Three types of gamblers. There will be the diehards, the guys that have been here since at least the start of the regular season, the guys, and you know who you are. You're like me, that you're betting every single week. You know what you're doing because you've been playing all year long. The second type of gambler is the guy who may have been betting at one time earlier in the season, lost his money, now is coming back looking to get a good portion of it back in his pockets today. And the other type is the casual gambler, the one-off gambler, the guy who's coming in because, after all, it's the Super Bowl. They've got to bet the game. It's like people that never bet a horse race in their lives. Kentucky Derby comes on. I got to bet the Kentucky Derby. Now, how did these three types of gamblers fare? Well, the first guy, listen, he knows what he's doing. He realizes it's a 50-50 chance he's going to win or he may lose. But he's been doing this all season long, week after week, for the past 5, maybe 6 months. He's prepared. The other two types, however, they're the most likely ones to get themselves potentially into a deep financial abyss from which there is no escape. Now, despite my warnings, no matter what I may say, I realize that I am preaching to the choir, but I always feel it's my responsibility as someone who, at one time in his life, when there were 42 games on the board, I'd figure out a way to bet 43. Okay, someone who at one time of his life had to go on a Monday morning and hit up his Visa card at a bank to get a huge cash advance to cover his gambling losses, as someone who has seen the error of my ways as a youth and realized there are ways to gamble properly. So, bottom line is this. If you always remember my cardinal rule of gambling, you never bet more than you can afford to lose. And, of course, the axiom that goes along with that is that there are no guarantees in gambling. Look it up in the dictionary. You ain't going to find it on the same pages, guys. If you haven't figured it out by now, I'm Al DeMarco. This, of course, is going to be your Super Sunday report. So let's get with it as I start giving you some various stats about the game. And then I'm going to get to your free pick on the total, plus your proposition play as well. And that is all coming up in a minute. But hey, guys, I would be remiss if I didn't give you a quick rundown of who's hot and who's not. With this being noted, that you can save $25 off a single purchase today simply by using coupon code SUPER25, SUPER 25, SUPER 25. Many of you out there, maybe many of you first-time visitors to the site are going, why the hell is he giving you a discount coupon on the single biggest money-making day in this business? Not just my business, I'm talking about period, in the gambling world. Because I give you a coupon that saves you money every single day for the past 2.5 years. And guess what, guys? For those of you that come back Monday, there's going to be a money saving discount coupon then. There's going to be half price play of the day specials at least 3, 4, 5 times a week. There's going to be $5 play of the day releases. There's going to be buy one, get one free offers. If you haven't realized it by now, or if you happen to be new at the site, remember, I'm a believer that you don't have to spend big money to make big money. I try to make this economical. I try to make this affordable. And frankly, I can do whatever the hell I want because I run the sites. Who's going to stop me? So anyway, you can save $25 off a single purchase today simply by using coupon code SUPER25. A couple of guys you should be aware of. Shawn Michaels has had a phenomenal 8-month run. Did he lose on Saturday? Yes. But here's the bottom line. Today he's going for winning day number 84 out of 125. He's a perfect 4-0 so far in the playoffs. They have all been 100 dime releases. He's won every single one of them. 2-0 wild card sweep with the 49ers and Saints, divisional round winner, San Fran and Carolina, and of course Denver over the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. 48-20 with 100 dime NFL max wager releases to past 4+ seasons. Today, 100 dime line mistake game of the year. You got it. Seattle-Denver side just as strong. 15-3 this season with college football 100 dime plays, capping a magnificent campaign with Auburn's cover against Florida State in that little national title game. Also, Missouri over Oklahoma State. Remember that upset. South Carolina's upset of Wisconsin as well. This play is as strong as that one. Bottom line is this. Over the past 8 months, he's had 126 plays. His record with those releases, 83 wins, 41 losses, and 2 pushes, making $10 bettors $29,740. $29,740. That's wins minus losses minus the VIG. And that's the real number. Also, Brad Wilton, only going for winning day number 8 in a row. Only going for winning day number 20 out of 25. Now, those are good short-term numbers, but how about this? $10 better, up $13,810 since last July. And FYI, I added him here to the site last year on February 1st. He's had a pretty good rookie season, I'd say. Today, 100 dime winner number 6 in a row, your Seattle-Denver side. Hey, more can I tell you? I mean, 100 dime winner, number 6 in a row. Enough said. Last year, I had a 40 dime winner on the Ravens. This play, twice as strong, over twice as strong. Scott Delaney, 100 dime winner, number 18 out of 22. 18 out of 22 in the NFL. Once again, his playoff winner also number 10 out of 11 over the past 2 years. 9-1 run in the NFL playoffs the past 2 years for Scott Delaney. Craig Davis, he has hit your championship game play 5 straight years. Last year it was a 75 dime play on the Ravens. Today, 100 dime max wager release. And keep in mind, he's going for winning day number 38 out of 64 overall. And he's not only won $10 bettors over $4,300 since December, but in the NFL alone, the past 2 years, those $10 bettors have won a little over $11,000. So those are among some of the hot handicappers. Also, another discount coupon for you here. Jeff Benton, 75 dime winner, number 27 out of 44. You're over under today. Save $80 from the guy who is already 3-0-1 with his playoff total releases, and you've gotten them all at discounted prices so far this postseason. $10 bettors, in fact, up over $2,800 in the postseason. You get it today and save $80 in the process simply by using coupon code Jeff80. Jeff80 as he goes for winning day number 15 out of 23 overall. FYI, over the past 22 days, $10 bettors have won a little over $3,800. Listen, all that other stuff, it's on the homepage of the site. Let's talk a little gambling stuff. Okay. So the Ravens went outright last year. The Dogs have covered 9 of the last 12 games. Games being, of course, the little championship game we're anticipating today. Over the course of the title game, favorites have a 2-game advantage, 23-21-2. I find it's interesting. You've got a Denver team where the line is everywhere today. As I do this video report in the wee hours of the morning when everybody but me should be sleeping, I can tell you right now that favorites in 47 previous Super Bowls, favorites of 0 to 3 points, 5-5 against the spread. So there's nothing to draw from that. Doesn't really matter that Denver is anywhere from 1 to 2.5. Rumor has it in Vegas that the big money, some big money is going to be coming in or is anticipated to be coming in on Seattle today. Well, hey, what can I tell you? That's only going to suppress the line on Denver. Personally, I think what's going to also happen is that the casual gamblers, the one-up bettors, the guys that are coming in for today and have been coming out of the woodwork, I think they're going to come in with public money on the Broncos. We will see what happens here. Listen, the one thing about the championship game is, so often they're not really close games. Often they're not very great to watch. I mean, last year you had a blowout for half a game until the lights went out, right? And then suddenly you had a great finish, okay? But listen, 22 of the 47 previous games have been decided by at least 2 touchdowns. 33 of the previous 47 games have been decided by at least a touchdown. Only 7 games, 7 out of 47, have been decided by 1 to 3 points. Now, the straight-up winners have covered 6 of the last 7 games, the lone exception, Steelers against Arizona back in 2009. But overall, in the course of the game, straight-up winners are 39-6-2 against the spread. 39-6-2 against the spread. Much has been said about, this is the 5th ever matchup between the number 1 scoring offense and the number 1 scoring defense. First time these two factors have come into play since 1990. Now the favorite has won all 4 of those previous games, and they've gone 3-1 against the spread, and the average winning score has been 37-19. Again, not even close, okay? The interesting thing with this contest in terms of the total, it's sitting right there, 48.5 points, okay? I look at this particular total, and I can see a couple of different things, a couple of different scenarios. I could easily see this being a 27-20 game. I can easily see this being a 24-23 game. I could easily see this being a 27-24 game. It runs the gamut there. Couple under situations, right bordering on that number, why do you think that number is set at 48 to 48.5 points? And one, of course, going toward the over. Listen, Broncos coming in here with 5 straight unders, mainly because they have really changed their offensive philosophy here of late. For one reason or another, they've become a power running team here, as Knowshon Moreno and Montee Ball have certainly taken the passing pressure off of Peyton Manning. Meanwhile, of course, we know what Seattle does, right, with its defense. 11-6-1 under this season, including 5 straight unders. Last year's total I find was interesting, was 47 points. Ravens and Broncos, what was happened there? Hey, they combined for 64 points in the contest. 6 of the last 9 championship games have stayed under. Lifetime, however, the under is 23-22-1 versus the odds makers. In this game today, however, I think the way to play it is to go and stay under the total. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not betting that. Okay, I'm not in love with the play. I'm just telling you I think that the under is going to be the play here for a number of reasons. Let's talk about prop plays. Listen, prop plays, I've told you before, I worked my way through college for a number of years selling high-end audio and video equipment. To me, prop plays are like add-on sales. What? You're going to buy this thing? Hey, you got to get that monster cable. Hey, you're going to buy this video recorder? You got to get these monster cables, okay? You got to get something more expensive so I can add it on and build up my profit and build up my commission. Those are what prop plays are all about. It's just another way for sports books to make more money off of you. And it's an amazing thing when you realize their popularity, because about 30% of the total wager, the total handle for the Super Bowl, it's going to be comprised of prop plays. That's a phenomenal number, but it just shows you the interest by the gambling public in prop plays. Now, about 7 years ago, and excuse me, guys, I have something in my eye, and I'm not going to start this damn video report over again. About 7 years ago, I was doing, weekly handicapping segments in New York on TV. And for the final, of course, going into the game, it was the Giants were playing the Patriots, right? So, of course, they wanted my selection. I gave them the Giants. Do you think I was going to take New England sitting in New York? But not only did I give them the Giants, but I told them I thought the Giants would win the game outright. Did I look like a genius or what? But I really did like the Giants that particular year. They were getting too many points. But the other thing, they wanted to talk about prop plays, and they asked me what I thought about them. Could I give them something unique? and I told them that the easiest prop play in the world to win is the length of the national anthem, and they laughed. And then I went into my discourse about how much research I put into how long it takes to sing the national anthem. They thought I was kidding, not when I was done. 9 minutes later, we had this wonderful segment on TV in New York City and, all through the states and the northeastern region of the country talking about prop plays and everybody laughing and joking. Of course, guess who won how long the national anthem was going to play that particular year. Here's the thing. The interesting thing about prop plays in terms of if you're looking at team prop plays or individual player prop plays, what you have to factor into your prop selections is your thought process on how the game is going to play out. Okay? Because if you think that Denver is going to run away with that game, that should influence how your prop plays are going to be. If you think Seattle is going to win this game outright and it's going to be a defensive battle, that should influence what the prop plays that you make. You don't look at the prop plays separately. You have to look at them in terms and in relationship to your overall thought of how the game is going to break out. That's the beauty about the length of time with the national anthem. It has nothing to do with anything. Nothing to do with Peyton Manning, nothing to do with Richard Sherman, nothing about a costly defensive penalty. It has nothing to do with the game. Yet it's the same betting, 50-50 proposition. Now, some people will say, hey, heads or tails, 50-50 proposition. And I got to be honest with you, I used to like that too. Matter of fact, listen, I'll never forget, 6th grade, Mr. Hillman's class, made us flip a nickel 100 times. And it seemed like heads always came out more positive. There was eventually research done at Stanford, a paper written about that for no logical reason. It seems like heads more often than not comes out in that. And listen, the heads have been the play 5 straight years in the opening coin toss. Of course, 6 of the 7 previous years and 9 of the previous 11, tails was the flip. So we'll skip the heads-tails phenomena because that is chance. That is luck. The national anthem is different, guys. We got to break this down. Problem is the NFL has made it a little harder here. I have won 6 each of the last 6 years since doing that TV thing with the first national anthem that I publicly released. I've hit each of the ones that I've given out here on TV or on my video reports on radio over the past few years. But this year, the NFL threw us a change-up. You're not picking a pop singer? I have no access to YouTube videos to see how they have sung the national anthem in the past. You're going with an opera singer, Renee Fleming. Now, I've seen Metallica this year. I've seen Paul McCartney in the past year. I've seen Kanye West in the past year. My musical tastes and influences are wide and varied. Can't say I've been to the opera, ever. Ever. Can't say I knew anything about Renee Fleming, ever. Now, she did sing the national anthem once before Game 2 of the World Series between the Yankees and somebody a number of years ago. You think you can find that damn thing on YouTube? Absolutely not. So instead, yesterday, I'm spending exhaustive time, just tons of time on YouTube, listening to Renee Fleming sing with Lou Reed. Yes, Lou Reed, the guy that just passed away, Velvet Underground, The Perfect Day, they did a duet on, hearing her do Ave Maria, hearing her do some stuff with Josh Groban. Listen, if your wives and girlfriends are into Josh Groban, my sympathies are extended. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. That was like torture. That may have been worse than the Kanye West concert. Also had to hear her do America the Beautiful. But America the Beautiful really gave me some indication of looking at this from the proper perspective and trying to figure out whether the national anthem is going over or under. Final note of America the Beautiful. Final note, home of the free, that whole thing. Final note, she carried it almost 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Now think of the Star Spangled Banner. Think of the national anthem. Think of Francis Scott Key watching the bombs bursting in midair, blah, 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 blah. Just imagine her singing all those lines. She loves to extend the notes. And that's the key. Because remember, this prop play is based on the opening note till that final note is ended. Now, you can find the time to bet on this one anywhere from 2 minutes and 19 seconds up to 2:35. It was 2:35 mostly earlier in the week. Right now, let's say 2:20 is the time period here. Well, guys, I got to be honest with you. I'm going to go with the over in this one. Now, it is true that 4 of the last 6 national anthems have stayed under. It is also true that if you listen closely, Alicia Keys is just finishing her rendition of the national anthem a year ago, which seemed to go on 364 days, but in reality, it was just 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Can an opera singer carry that tune that long? She'll certainly do a better performance than Alicia Keys' interpretation of the Star Spangled Banner a year ago. Kelly Clarkson, a minute 34. Christina Aguilera, despite skipping a whole verse, because, Christina obviously never went to kindergarten and learned these things. A minute 54. Carrie Underwood, a minute 47. Jennifer Hudson, big voice, loves to extend those votes. Just 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Jordan Sparks, very economical, minute 54. Must have thought she was on American Idol. Billy Joel, a number of years ago, a minute and a half. Billy was probably in a rush to get to his box seat. I don't know. Here's the thing to consider. Renee Fleming says she is going to sing live today. There is not going to be a backing vocal track. When Whitney Houston did it with that well-publicized national anthem years ago, she had a backing track. So she's not singing to a pre-recorded track. She's got an arrangement that's put together by the New Jersey Symphony, and she also has 32 backup singers from the United States military. So I've got to think that the arrangement, having the backup singers singing the song live and having a nice day where you don't have to worry about, hey, let's get this damn thing over because it's 7 degrees below zero with the wind chill. I think all of this is going to go over. And FYI, when she sang America the Beautiful in Paris for a 4th of July celebration outside with a so-so backup ensemble behind her in 2011, 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Star Spangled Banner is going to go longer, guys. So, again, my favorite prop play today, the over with the national anthem. I also like the under in the game, but again, I got to be honest, I do like the over in the national anthem a lot more than I like the under in the game. I wish you best of luck, guys. And remember, I will be back here on Monday doing this once more for you. Take it easy and best of luck today. Enjoy the game.